Games
All those other
Fortnite.
players have moved in this direction. There's going to be plenty of builds here that they can use as cover, and of course, they can use some of their own as well. Just hoping that nobody is going to be looking at them, and unfortunately, Trippin will be. He realizes the potential, but also realizes he has to get into
If
zone
I
now
lose
and
one more time,
starting to make
I'm gonna do the
his
rage
own
quit
journey. They're
email.
building up above these teams. Needs to be careful. That was not his wall. Almost could have got coned up there. And again, usually we have the player right behind him. He didn't spot it out. That's actually going to be Chari causing him issues.
Little cheeky shot. Just getting him weak, immediately dropping down a couple layers. Arc. Very little builds to work with, just trying to minimize his position, minimize any information he's giving out. That's Trulex and Chicho close by. Very dangerous place to be in.
Yeah, and of course, these guys traded places, right? Arc actually got knocked by Thomas earlier, and T'Challa picked him up. Now T'Challa's out, and so going to have to rely on Arc in this game. The cabbages will go a long way in keeping him up for a couple extra seconds. Ultimately, he's going to have to make some sort of a significant play, and actually using that hammer pushes him through builds. I don't think he realizes there's a team on the other side of that wall, and there's a team right in front of him here. That's Trulex and Chicho. But right behind him, there were players just waiting for that opportunity, and he just gave it to them, wrapped up in a wonderful little gift for them as well. Ludwig and Albi, sorry, and now starting to line up their hammer. Albi just scouting out, making sure they know where exactly they're going to land here.
Immediately, Cammy trying to scan, making sure he knows every single player that is around him in his zone this tight. You're going ahead and probably spotting out 30-plus players as they find the journey that they want to go. Immediately moving forward, going up a few layers. This is going to get dangerous because we're moving up and down the different elevations. So thinking ahead of the game is going to be so important. And that's what you have Trick doing. Ultimate high ground for now, but you see who's right below him. Queasy and Vino, Tripper and Scram, a lot of opportunity to get knocked down.
Yeah, they're going to have to connect real soon, though. Just on that one layer, easily able to be chopped out there. And so we'll see if they can hold on to it. The Scram and Tripping, though, this is a big game for them. A big chance, because they're now up to the duo, and they're moving on to one of the biggest teams in the lobby, and they're just going to wipe them out as they walk in through that box. Scram and Trippin take out Queasy and Vino with ease.
And just like that, the lay of the land has changed. The high ground kings have been out of the lobby. Now it's anybody's chance once they realize that to really rise to the top and take over the rest of the game, as Albi using every single splash that he has to try to stagger himself as long as possible. Shockwaving up a few layers, but now he's out of opportunity, trying to break the builds as fast as possible, but he gets knocked down as well. He is literally going through it right now, 11, and doesn't make it to the top of the mountain.
Just getting caught on the stair, and that keeps him in a zone a second too long. Marco and Trick, they're still able to keep hold of height. Not too high though, and so again, the potential's always there. But Hellfire, he's not worried about height, he's worried about staying alive. He's worried about picking up a limbs. He has that wall. I don't think he realizes there was a potential for him to actually just pick that one up. Either way though, you can see the view they have here from above. So many people building, and for the ones that aren't building, the likes of Hellfire, there will be shots being able to take. And you see there, this is what I was worried about, them getting chopped out, and they don't have the mats to deal with that. So then I'm just gonna have to rely on what they have, what's already been built, and hope that nobody comes up too fast.
Relative to them, they have the splashes. Try to get the HP up before anybody even notices them on the high ground. As the FNCS Invitational winners, Seti and Cammy playing smooth towards the low ground, staying ahead of everybody, but down goes Scram. Trippin' trying to just get out before it gets worse. Shockwaving up, going over, trying to play a little trickaroo to get himself out of dodge, and it's gonna work for now. He bought himself a couple of seconds, but now he has to pop the med miss.
Yeah, and Trippin is not working with much at all. He needs to use the 200 win he has just to give himself some time to maybe med mist up. The longer he stays in the game, the more placement points they get, the higher they can move in the standings. Just him staying alive here will be good enough. But we see there's been a switch up. Kami and Vanya, they're looking good.
Yep. They got it taken over. We saw Trick and Marco out of resources, out of mats. They go ahead and give it up before it's over. Seti goes down. Cammy had found 2 eliminations since we last saw him. Can he find more? A huge shot from above. That one's not going to land. Cammy, now he has a chance to stagger himself out. 2 splashes, med miss, but he's taking some damage along the way. Spots a couple players. A huge shot's going to be landed. If at first you don't succeed, you try again. Gets your knock. One more player to find his sight, but he got taken down by Marco.
Unfortunately, whipping the shot, and that's going to cost him. Marco picking up 3 though. He's on an absolute tear, and Hellfire is as well. He picks up Tuna, and he's going to keep it moving. But there is a player, or a team I should say, down on low. Marco using the mid-miss just to stay in zone a bit longer, trying to see if he can use anything to his advantage here. There are players still in the zone in that space, and there's Dash down on low. They're going to be the ones clearing out everybody who tries to drop into their sights. And before they can even pick up Marco, Kami and Vanya from above are going to take him out. They will pick up Poopy though, and so that's going to be the clash of these 2 teams.
Sit down now.
Remaining in between, and that's Hellfire.
See, they have the med miss, and worst comes to worst. first. Carmi, 8 splashes to his name. Hellfire still causing some chaos. That is towards the low ground. Spots out Merstash and Tayson trying to get in, but he gets tagged up from above. Game over for you. Tayson and Merstash 2v2 against Carmi and Vanyak for the game right now.
Two top teams and two teams of nice layers, looking controlled, looking calm. On the stash though, they're going to start running out of matches. They can't afford to just keep on holding on. They might look to Triforce to fight. Of course, there is a med missing hand, so that will come in handy. I don't think the heal off is necessarily going to be the play here. It's going to be about hitting your shots, forcing the issue. If Vanyak and Carmi, that might just play into their hands. You know how confident they are in close range combat. Who's going to come out on top? The zone is pulling across this hit. And so now Tayson, maybe feeling like he has to force the issue, dropping these guys down. Vanyak moving up, hitting a big shot as well. That's exactly what he needed to do. Tayson falls to Saul Mustache now. He picks up one, but can he close it out? Can he pick up the last one?
Grabbing the Siphon match just to make a time to keep himself alive. Splashing Tayson to not let the Siphon go over. Merstash, 200 IQ thinking outside of the box, but Vanyak trying to go up and over. Not going to be able to work. Merstash buying himself so much time. Danger Hero playing a role, but it's not enough to stop Vanyak as he takes the game.
Vanyak knew that the time was ticking, and he took no chances at all. Forced his way into the box and tripped down Mustache. Clinically done. I, for a moment there, thought Mustache was going to be able to do it. You saw he was still in his element, but nevertheless, and Vanyak, who closed things out from above.
Opportune time, taking away high ground from Trick and Marco, and from there, they told the rest of the lot, it is over. It's ours for the taking, and they do so with 10 eliminations, breaking that barrier.
Giving Mustache a chance to breathe. 2 wins
Can't
we've seen now from
believe
teams just
it.
doing the business when they are up above the rest of the lobby. Is this going to be the trend for the day? It certainly has been that in the early stage.
Yeah, and you saw Queasy and Vino went down, and that's where everybody took advantage of stealing away that high ground. But who is going to steal away that top spot on the leaderboard? Analysts, let us know who it is.
You know what? I feel like this was actually the story of Scram and Tricky, because they were the ones that took the fight to Queasy and Vino's doorstep. They said, knock, knock, back to lobby you go. That meant Carmi and Vanyak, they said, wait a minute, there's a window, there's an opportunity. We're going to take full advantage of that, baby. We have to right here, right now, and for them, a 10-point victory out in game number 2. I mean, that's the way we want to get it into gear.
Played out perfectly for them, didn't it? I mean, Queasy and Venom not in the game. They do have, of course, Trippin and Scram to thanks for that. What an elimination, by the way. What a play, because, of course, I think it was both Queasy and Venom were holding out their bills to try and hold the wall. Neither of them had their shotgun out, so couldn't sort of stop the force of Scram and Trippin coming in. Beautiful elimination, as you mentioned, Zeke opens the door.
Yeah, they just basically came busting through the wall, and there was really nothing that Queasy and Vino could have done about it. But I, again, have to point out the fact that as soon as Queasy and Vino go down, that constant transitioning was never really able to establish themselves on those high ground layers. I mean, we even saw it get taken basically to the mid and low ground territory at the end.
It was Vanyak and Carmi, though, coming out on top with the victory. I mean, that is how it's done, right? Staying so many layers above that if anyone down below wants to try and hammer up, it's not happening. And they did really, really well here. Putting down the pressure with those red eyes is not easy, and keeping up those eliminations throughout the mid game was so important. But of course, this is the moment right here where we saw them going head to head against Tayson and Mustache. Tayson and Mustache trying to throw a spanner in the works, but they held it out. They played very, very patiently. A very, very mature way of playing the end game, because
it was almost brilliant though by Mustache actually using the chug splash to try and buy just a little bit more time.
Oh, that was the longest one I never.
Again, that's the beauty of the Shockwave Hammer.
That was
You can
the
just
longest.
immediately catapult up. The fact that he was able to get that overheight view onto Mustache there at the end was ultimately what managed to seal the deal.
Yeah, and I want to point out here, Zeddy and
Ah,
Cammy,
that's still not away.
the amount of placements they decide to go up these standings right now. They're making shockwaves as well. I'm telling you, it's just the Queasy Vino effect, right? Without them, hey, everyone, it's free territory. Run!
But what was ridiculous about Seti and Cammy is that if you looked at the zones, we're in first moving, and Cammy is there utilizing a Falcon Scout throughout the entirety of this process. There's so much happening around them, and yet he's still finding a period to actually utilize the Falcon Scout. He even managed to pick up a Gold Thunder from this that helped actually move him a little bit further on. But again, the gear that was established off of this Falcon Scout, it's just incredible that they've managed to get utility out of this so late into the match.
You know what's funny too? Jacob joked. that Falcon Scout would be the MVP. Turns out it was.
It was. Is this duo season or trio season? Because they were using a third member of their team right there. But what I really liked about the way that Cammy Seti played this is they identified that it was a bit of a zone where we had some hills, bit of a topsy-turvy one. So Seti actually going up layers. We saw it going up so many layers midway through that end game to put them in the position that they were able to look back and pick up eliminations. You don't want to be stuck down on that low ground when it's going up a hill because you can't get your way up, especially when you don't have the hammer in your inventory. As we saw Cammy pick one up later, but unfortunately for them, couldn't quite close it out with just a little bit of a whiff from Cammy, but he did so well up until then.
But it was still smart how he was also utilizing Falcon Scout to get those constant pings out, know exactly how they wanted to actually transition their maneuverability throughout those mid-ground layers, and it makes it all the easier when you know where everybody's at.
And I gotta just point out, I don't know if you guys
I
see this
just
number right
my
here.
pants.
You see this number right here?
My pants.
Heads or tails?
Mustache finally having that opportunity once again to showcase they are a top dog. They are a top duo, and right now this is why.
Yeah, this is the first time almost this season where we've
Why
seen
is there a
them
lot of
identity. They
fishes
played that
there?
low ground layer so effectively well.
Even
I think this could be the way forward. I think this could be the way forward.
Even
Playing the low ground layer just seems to work so well for them, bouncing off each
Push,
other, doing so well at just picking up eliminations together, which is something that we haven't seen too much of them so far. They've been trying to play high ground, they've been trying to play mid ground, but I think low is where this team can shine.
I mean, when you think about Mustache back when he was paired with Malabuka, what were they known for? They were basically just low ground demons, and so to see them kind of fall back to that, or Mustache in particular, I think that Taysom did a great job at essentially just gliding alongside of him and just helping him to try and maintain focus on their target falling.
Yeah, they were. And of course, what they didn't quite have was the material, so they decided to go for the hammer play. Of course, Kami and Vanyak did a great job keeping them down, but it couldn't quite turn out for a win for
Yeah, EU right now, they're firing on all cylinders, right? They're showcasing, you don't just need shockwaves to put up numbers or move up and down the standings. There's so many different avenues and methods to find that moment for you and your duo. And I'm with 4 more games, I'm just super excited.
Again, I really just want to see if we can maintain those same duos that are trying to stay within that 40 threshold, or even some that are just trying to qualify for the surge week.
The deal on the right, not quite a great game for them, going down pretty much off spawn right there. So we hope that they will be able to
Going downstairs, all the way down. Go to up, all the way down.
Difficult to do, but hey, you move up 43 placements, anything.
It's so hard.
We know it's more action here from the FNCS, so let's get right back on the battle bus and run it back.
I'm ready for game number 3. That battle bus is getting gassed up though. And for a lot of these players, they have to be doing the same thing, whether it's energy drinks or taking a moment to refocus yourself. It's important.
I'm looking at that top 10. It was incredibly close amongst everybody except for first place, right? Kami and Vanyak with like a 60-point lead, looking ridiculous. Can they continue to increase their lead and build momentum going into the FNCS final week?
Hey, it was a solo clutch where I first saw Vanyak and I became a fan. I had to message him saying, bro, you are insane. Since then, he's been popping up left and right, but my seatbelt strapped. Hope yours is too. The battle bus is ready. Game number 3 begins, and this is the last game before that halfway point, and where you're at in the leaderboard dictates so much.
It is so crucial to do well in today's games. If you are one of those teams that hasn't quite solidified your spot in the FNCS final via series points, or even in Surge Week, right? There will be a couple teams in that sort of situation, so having to make the most of this one. Frey and Clown, an example of one of those kind of teams.
Now, this is one we've waited to see. Trip and Scram usually winning this more times than not, and you can kind of see the effect it's having game after game, forcing these players away to split the loot even more than they would have wanted to. And for Tripper and Scram, you're going to be able to kind of get a lot of these resources, especially when it comes to that metal. And it does look like there's enough separation. If they go ahead and like what they see, Duck's by himself, they're going to try and go, and it does look like they can see that green light. Scram is already on his way. Tripper him close behind. Oh, no.
On the chase.
Not good. Impulsing him right out of the bush. These 200 IQ plays, I said I was a fan of EU for the calculated aggression just like that. Astral trying to join in on the fun. A great day for him could mean grand finals. A bad one could mean Surge Week. And I can see why they're trying to disengage, get out of this one, especially with another team looming in the distance, and then even a 4th team close by as well.
Yeah, the Man City duo are here and they have very mean intentions. They don't intend to let these guys go. They want to close things out. They want both eliminations.
Perfect opportunity. them to try to fight is they're still separated and they have additional angles. Astral's getting back down even more. Scram continues to move forward. His W key is held down right now, trying to get into the box, even without any sort of variation of shotgun, fighting for his life, but bites off more than he can chew. 11 HP, but he has the quick heals to get right back into it in a moment's notice. Even Trippin took a huge tag along the way. Astral fighting back tooth and nail, almost making the magic happen before he finally gets shut down.
Hey, look, I respect him for not going down without a fight. Nevertheless, Scram and Trippin deal with him accordingly. They ventured far away from where they would want to be in, so almost running into different players. Kylie here with Vico over at Slappy Shores, and Beerus was, I guess, hoping that he would not be spotted. And for a moment, Kylie didn't actually see him, but eventually picking him up as well. And so another win here for them in the south side of Slappy. It wasn't like Tasting and Stash were ready to push in, so it looked like they dealt with it rather quickly, which is to their advantage. So let's see if they can continue to scare those guys off of Slappy Shores.
Uh-oh. As we join in this one, Coupe and Cade. Looks like they might already have that elimination on the Vidal. Huge tag on Noah Riley as well. Back up against the wall. Cade waiting, buying time for his teammate to get there. Coupe with the 2v1, and down they go yet again. The struggles continue for Vidal and Noah Riley. But for Cade and Coupe, this is an opportunity for new players, or new-ish players, to really rise to the top and claim that superstardom of their own.
JJ2 and Glubshi in the midst of a fight here. And it's one that we've seen in some of these previous games. And one that they like to play a little slower, but they're not being afforded that in this game. Plenty of pressure being applied, and JJ2 going to be running through his builds. Eventually, he's going to have to respond to something. He can't just afford to sit there and hold on to the current for much longer, and they actually get chopped out completely. And so now we might see a fight break out rather soon. If Brant had hit that, things could have been looking very, very different. He is going to keep on applying that pressure.
Can't even see the distance. Third party throwing in a couple shots, making it that much harder for JJ2 and Glubshi. But looking like they found the separation that they needed, trying to jump on the Brandman while they can, but the shot's still coming in from all around. For Glubshi and JJ2, this is not a position that you want to be in. As the pressure there.
Bro, am I the only one that...
into the same box?
Nah, bro, I'm literally watching the Cash Cup on my phone.
That way,
I'm literally watching the Cash Cup on my phone. Me, I'm the Blake Renegade. I'm Fire Renegade. Bro, I'm literally watching the Cash Cup on my phone.
Brandon Moneymaker.
Whoa. Did you know it's a Cash Cup? It's for $50,000, bro.
Control is going to be
I hope I win this.
In a situation like this, Brandon's now trying to go around. You gotta be careful when you're playing this low ground on the natural terrain. Shots coming in from all directions. Brandon quick to turn around. JJ2, Glubshi, they're separated for now, but this could be a chance for Moneymaker and Brand to try to attack any one of these two players. Nobody is really trying to get into the box. Nobody is playing daring enough to try to make.
Hey, I'm about to add you, alright? I'm about to add you.
You don't want to overextend, you don't want to get caught out. JJ2 and Glubshi, they need to farm a bit while they're in here. They don't have many builds to protect themselves with. That's the case, and they might find themselves in the midst of a fight.
Yes, sir.
Looks like they're actually trying to dodge that from happening. There's Tuna and Slow-Mo. Apply some pressure. But ultimately, there's a big enough of a gap between the two to where nothing.
I'm in a Cash Cup. What? I can't. I'm in a cup.
Robot. Fast Roki and Ijo.
I'm doing the Cash Cup.
High ground goes to Robot and walks. They're going to try to hold on.
I gotta wait for this round and then I'm in.
Third parties come in. You know how busy Faulty Splits actually is. It's an opportunity for a lot of teams to get the tags.
I'm waiting for the round.
Of the game and talk about tags. Robot is wasting a lot of his heals because of third parties. People aren't even directly into this fight, and that's where he's going to be like a disengage. We're taking too much damage. This isn't the play we want to make. And honestly, still finding those traps that they left behind moments ago, immediately knowing every single bit of loot that they had.
And it looks like things are still taking place here, and maybe a conclusion is going to be drawn soon.
That's the Cash Cup, right?
And now starting to make things happen. Just that.
Same Cash Cup.
Invite or not, the crash is JJ. Push down to the low ground. Moneymaker is trying to use guys as distraction to try to stay alive.
JJ push down to the low ground. Moneymaker trying to use that as a distraction, tries to lie. No, he's there as Podesai and X-Squeeze aggressive, trying to get the pieces under control, chasing JJ2 down even
You
more.
can't. I tried.
This is one of those fights you really have to be careful. If you're one of those teams that you kind of started off with JJ, you don't exactly know how many teams are there, but for Malabuka and Thomas, you know every single bit of information. You know how many players are there, you know where they're at exactly, and because you're in zone, you have all the time in the world to wait for this to be a possibility.
Using for the side, of course, they came into things kind of moves really quickly, but sort of forced to slow down here as well. They trying to connect between their augments and see if they're making it through. And see Malabuka and Thomas you'll see that as an opportunity to just get some more damage, some more tags, not necessarily kind of force it. Conclusive battle.
I like it. Everybody got what they wanted. Overstaying. Never good, but Aaron inside of Costa, Suzy and Vino making their way south. Not too far of a journey for them so far, as you can kind of see them spreading out, trying to get multiple angles of what they think is a possible duo team, but they immediately rotated out. Timing is of the essence for a lot of these players, especially with how far the map the zone is pulling on either side, whether it's north or south, east or west. Getting there before the rest of the lobby is going to be crucial if we get another drastic pull. But for Vaniac and Carmen, they have all the confidence in the world after not only taking high ground late in that game, but solidifying that victory royale as
Being caged. You can see at the ambush go with 2 zone pulls and favors them alone. That's going to be real nice for them, right? Because ambush square sitting just on the edge of that zone line. All those players coming in from the east side of the map are going to look to rotate in this general area. So we've plenty of opportunities for them to pick up tabs if need be. Clear out a pathway for them to get more central into the zone as well.
They got their early game skirmish victory over to Orlando against Vidiono. Riley immediately trying to farm up and rotate. Not too far of a journey for them, but far enough to where they're trying to make it a focus point of their game. Hellfire got dropped, so that leaves Refstar by himself. Doesn't have any sort of mobility, but when it comes to the instant heals, he has a flopper, Chug splashes him, push comes to shove. He at least has something he can hang on to. Buy a couple extra seconds while he figures out what's going to be plan B.
Yeah, because these guys are so high understanding. So the team that's just in the top 5. So hopefully we'll see more from them. For the team that has lit the world on fire and is currently at top of the leaderboards by quite the margin, we have Vivid here to fill us in on what they've been up to.
Let's take a quick look at the early game right here. They're going to be using the kinetic rock to rotate into Shattered Slabs. They do land just out there, right? So they want to go ahead and push this team. Unfortunately for them, they do get stuck up in these buildings and don't get much surge from this position. They do have the necessary ammunition to do this, as you can see here.
Bro, you know the cash cup is worth if you win the cash cup, it's $50,000.
I don't think they have enough damage, so they'll have to hurry up and get some.
I got it on my phone, bro.
Thank you, Vivid, for that. Huge masterclass, letting us know how to go for victory and try to turn it into a back-to-back.
I know.
Having almost every facet of the game
cup,
locked down. Being able to focus on 1 or 2 things as the game progresses. Heard and call that Surge is probably going to be their focus, and for Seti and Candy, they're right now to try to get Surge of their own. Pretty passive when it comes to the early game. So
where are you? I'm getting the race.
Usually expect to see them pop off.
I'm watching. I'm the Blaze. I'm the Fire Renegade.
Innocent reason. They're trying to have a consistent pop
The Fire Renegade.
Look. Fire Renegade.
17 above the damage threshold.
I have the Renegade Raider skin.
I'm doing little. They put it on. I'm doing a little bit.
You know,
The Fire Renegade.
there's no reason.
Fire Renegade.
Solo. There's another player right above him. He can instantly try to look out.
I can see
try to find the tags, or he can
Yeah, you do.
go up against Fire Hunter.
I've been in one
Nonetheless,
120
both of
bucks.
these players are struggling when it comes to the damage.
Whatever, just serve this.
V-Bucks.
Plenty of
See me?
communication still going on
Do a
with
little
Groves,
bit.
even though Groves is
I'm about to
down.
do no sweat.
Still planning out the best course of action, of course, is how down below on Surge.
Is this you?
There's still plenty of work to do. He's
Yeah, I had the Renegade Raider.
Put it on.
And knowing Fire Hunter, worst comes to
Oh
worst,
shit.
he will just
Are we about to fight?
force his way into Janice's box.
What?
Where you going out, bro?
Present an opportunity. I'm sure
If I
that's
can
amazing.
prove that I want to prove all you points to do so. You saw.
Take a fight against this exactly.
I'm Renegade Raider, where are you?
Put the Renegade on. Since you supposedly have it.
Once again, you'd think this is the one that moves in mid.
Huh?
Renegade
Raider, you want me my
From a third party, from a
But I'm gonna get rid if you have a
Dude, it's
supposedly.
right here. The Renegade Raider is right here.
Pick him up. That was
This is me.
very fortunate, but nevertheless.
That's a Renegade Raider.
Great effort though from Janice. He got that.
It says he has one.
Renegade.
This box, he has one.
Has a green light to immediately be on the chase. A well-placed shot from Fire Hunter. Maybe a couple tags coming in from the third party. You can see he's happy to survive that.
Can I get off the wheel?
I'm not gay.
Unfortunate
No
was
fuck for
that
that stuff.
somebody else came to his aid, came to his rescue.
Bro, I'm not gay. That is my favorite word sign.
Yeah, I'm about to add
The
you.
elimination was very useful. The fact that he wasn't able to deal all the
You're not
damage on that
accepted
one means
request.
that he is still down below on surge.
I can't. It won't let me
A
accept
blessing
it.
in the sky is also turning into
Yeah, it says you're not
problem he'll
accepted.
have to solve. Diox, so
How do I accept
he
it?
does still have the potential to revive Mappy if needed be, but with so many players around him,
How do I accept it?
it doesn't seem like that's going to be possible, and it won't be. Ref's guard now trying to get him.
How do I accept it? We're both gay.
The hammer there
It didn't
breaking
let me
goes
send it.
beneath
Shut
his
up,
feet
faggot.
and relegating him down to the ground.
Fucking cunt.
What do your name start with?
See, he has the ice slide as well. Trying to
Icy
use
slide.
that speed boost to get there.
What do your name start with, dumbass?
Out. Shockwave hammering up and over. It's only a matter of time. Gets the piece control. They
What
added
do you-
in, but Ref's
What do your
guard.
Fortnite name is?
It's Casey
That is
Watson.
a huge momentum.
2113.
Ref's guard dealt with Painter there.
What are the letters?
Not nice. Let's look at this shot again. Lining it up and
Tell me the letters.
bang right to the face.
Under pressure.
Tell me the letters, dumbass.
No shields to their name. For their life in a match like this. 378 above the damage threshold, but kind of crevice, they can back down. Tayson goes down altogether. Mustache goes to the Siphon.
Finish your
Health
primary.
and shielded. He's immediately trying to move Tayson out of that
Let's
situation.
see,
The
I-
Siphon go easy. Possibly even bait the res to get users peak. Two different shockwave hammers to use. Even has a choke splash and push comes to shove. And this is where the plays of the mind games are now into.
Send me one more. Send me one more.
Break through the build. Revive is going to be stopped. Mustache now has to fight back.
Send you another one?
As well.
Yeah.
No chance to regain the health, but with the
Did it
health
go
lead
through?
between him and users,
Yeah,
he's
it
gonna
got
have the
through.
advantage. You add on the shot, blow for blow. Face the hero now playing a role and trying to keep him alive. Mustache has got Shockwave hammer to try to
Get
take
down,
advantage of
my
the
friend.
situation. Strike by
Hey, what
Iron
the
Top.
heck, he
Down
missed
goes
it.
Tayson. Siphon goes
Or-
over. Peekaboo.
whoever this
Another
is.
shot being fired
I
by
just
Loser.
asked whoever this kid is. Wait, he has 5 renegades. So do I.
Time on his hands.
Where is he
Not
at?
a lot of health on his back. He has to
Coming.
make a decision.
Yo, we accepted it. Now I'm about to go find this kid. Where he
And
at?
then Mustache comes out on top.
Beautiful.
Oh my God,
my friend.
He just doesn't seem to lose 1v1
Come here, friend.
against Vanyak.
What's up?
Oh, wow.
Hey, mister, where are you at? Where are you at?
I'm in a
His
match.
game alive. We know
No,
how
I'm not in the
important it's
match.
gonna be for them as they continue their rise.
Let me show you how to get in the match. Come on.
Even if Tayson isn't going to be alive in this one, if Mustache can continue to win.
This is
on
how
one
to get in the
side,
match.
And there's a good chance.
I'm getting in
of
the match.
keep
I'm getting in the match.
where they are in the leaderboard.
Oh, y'all
I'm
in
in
a
the
match?
match.
Talk about a team
I'm in the match.
where they're out in the
Can I kill
leaderboard,
you? Can I kill you?
scramming, tripping. They don't necessarily need the
Oh, you're on
biggest
team, you're on
day
teammate.
in the world in order to get their ticket
Oh,
directly
God.
to Grands.
Dang it!
Suspect down in the feed, unlucky.
Oof. Not a close
My
one.
teammate just killed me!
Actually, you know, momentum comes to an end once in a while. It was Malibuka and Thomas trying to build their own momentum.
That's default. I'm going to get stop. No,
Spoke
look.
too soon again. Picks up the shockwave hammer. Has
Stop!
the launch pad as well. Easy for them to use. Only worry is that 30 damage. They are above the damage threshold when it comes to Storm Surge. The players of this caliber, they're experts. They know how to pick it up. They know how to find what they need at a moment's notice. You see Vino.
Renegade
The shots coming in. Talk about separation.
You can
with the red
suck
eye.
my balls.
Still tag players up.
Say you.
couple of teams close by at the Citadel as well. That's where Queasy and Vino, they're going to choose to disengage, stay out of this situation. They realize how important it is for them to save all of their resources for the next couple of zones where eventually they're gonna have to take it high. They heard Queasy and Vino rotate out, and that's going to be their sigh of relief.